years back, toward the end of my time of being mayor of New York City, that I ran the most conservative government in the United States in the last 50 or 60 years.
2005, and that his philosophy doesn't depend on you or Fred Thompson.
You know, this is a critical.
They could work on it, but in fact, I didn't know there was any room to the right of him either. But maybe. I was and also fought for judges who 100% pro-life. Give me a minute here. Both of these gentlemen have. But you mentioned Mayor Giuliani first. Believes in federal funding for abortion. He believes in sanctuary cities. He's for gun control. He supported
$50,000 caps on damages, which they have in Texas. He voted against almost anything that would make our legal system fairer. Thompson, along with very few Republicans, blocked tort reform over and over and over again. That is not a conservative position.
Mayor,
You just got a minute.
that's right.
Okay.
Talk fast.
As far as tort reform is concerned, I supported tort reform with regard to securities legislation. I supported tort reform, not all federalized. You know, I'd point out, as far as lawsuits are concerned, I voted for and we passed anti-sanctuary city bill.
Mr. Mayor, you want to respond 30 seconds on the sanctuary city issue?
The simple fact is that New York City had a policy of allowing people who are illegal immigrants to
Make 90 on the test, you're not learning very much. I think what we need to do is realize the proper role of the federal government is spent wisely, but there are a lot of good things going on at the state level. You know, in terms of free markets, in terms of competition, the things that work in the rest of our society, vouchers, charter schools, things of that nature. States ought to be allowed to experiment and do the things that they know best at the state and local level. And we can't lay all this at the feet of any government. We have to accept some hard truths. Part of the problem in our education system and with our children has to do with the societal breakdown that's going on in this country. Inaccurate. If we go down that road, we're going to go down the road of higher taxes. Hillary basically says that 40% of the people pay about 99% of the taxes. Why not 30% of the people? Why not 20% of the people? We're going to have a windfall when the tax cuts expire at the end of 2010. Let's use that money our way. We'll go down the road of higher spending, where people are told, don't worry about your kids, don't worry about the next generation, although we're clearly bankrupting them with regard to our Social Security and Medicare expenditures. We can't sustain it, but don't worry about that. We'll make it all up out of the rich. The only problem with Democrats is that everybody that works for a living is rich, according to them. They say that all we got to do is bring the troops home and the world will leave us alone. They're the party that insults our generals and tries our troops in the newspaper. And when they're exonerated, they're on page 15 or 20. So what I meant was, if we stick to our basic principles, we'll win next November. But we've got to remember our first principles. The fact that what the Founding Fathers told us a long, long time ago, that our basic rights come from God, not from government, that we have a system of divided government, both state and local, and state and federal level. We believe in free markets. We believe in free people. Are absolutely correct. It's based on, well, let's hope it doesn't come to that. I think the underlying point here is that Turkey is a friend of ours. These people together. It's one of those situations where we've got friends on both sides. But militarily and strategically, we have to understand everything they do is pleasing to us, and we have some issues with them. And now Nancy Pelosi has brought up an Armenian genocide proposal.
Sir, how do you deal with that?
Well, no, that's a teen and a husband at the age of 17. I got started working in a factory. I borrowed and worked my way through. My folks did what they could to help. They were country folks, came in off the farm. I was able to be an assistant U.S. attorney when I was 28, prosecuting most of the major federal crimes in Middle Tennessee, most of the major state that Bill Clinton carried twice. Condoleezza Rice called upon me to head up an international security advisory board to advise her on international security matters. President Bush called me to help shepherd now Chief Justice John Roberts' nomination through the most important part is I'm the proud father of 5